Everybody, welcome to our new video. Today we're going to show you how to add a foreign key on your child table. So what you're going to do is you must have two tables in place, and those two tables should have the same ID which you want to connect to another table. So they want the relationship to work using those IDs. So for instance, now we have our table called job assignment. I'm gonna look for job assignment looking for a database, then I look for this database, then I'm gonna look for job assignment. But first of all, we have to look for assignment, which is a site location. It's gonna be TBL site, TBL sites, this one. So this table has site ID, site name, site whatever. So this I want to make it to be a child this is gonna be a foreign key in another table, you understand? So now I have to go to that table and create it. Which table is that? I'm looking for a table called what? Let me go home, then I'm gonna go for databases. I look for this database, then I look for this TBL job. Okay, this job assignment, every job I'm going to assign on this is gonna come here using the site ID. So the site ID is gonna come here, employee ID is gonna come here. So the employee is gonna be signed on one ID, on one site. So once it is assigned there, we know that how many jobs this guy was assigned to before. So now what I'm going to do here, I'm gonna look into this and I try to say site ID, employee ID. Okay, let me click on this table and see which relationship it has. It has the employee ID, also the site ID here, but employee ID we already put what? The foreign key is there. So now I'm gonna try to go to put the assignment ID, which is site ID, on this table so that we have a relationship. You can make as many foreign keys as you want in a table. So now here I'm gonna click here. Once I click there, I'm gonna come and say what am I gonna do? I'm gonna look for job whatever. Okay, what I'm looking for, I'm gonna look for the ID, which is gonna be site ID. Then this table we're gonna look for which tables this? We're gonna look for site, TBL site, TBL sites, TBL sites, TBL sites. Yes, once I do that and I say on cascade, it means it can change. When I delete, it's gone, and also when I do this, it's gonna be deleted. Okay, then I can delete this. Then I do and I say save. Okay, once I've saved, you can see that that is working. Okay, super fine. So okay, let's go to the table and see if everything's fine. You can see now we have site ID and emp ID. So we're done doing our relationship. Can we try that? So I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna say I'm gonna go to the table I want the ID to be in, and this is the table which gonna contain everything. If somebody give him an assignment, I'll just know by going to this table. So what do? I'm gonna go and look for employee table. Employee table is gonna be here. This is the employee table. Is the employee table is gonna be here. So I want to just grab one ID. In the employee table there is a one ID called 1. So if that ID is there, then it's fine. So what am I gonna do? I'm going to copy this ID and I put it in the TBL job assignment. So job assignment, it simply means that that person has now one job assignment. So now I'm gonna go to job assignment, TBL job assignment. This is one. So I want to insert. What I do, I'll go and I insert. What am I going to insert here is I'll assign an ID. Even if I don't put this ID, the first one is what they call it's auto incremented. So this one is something else. Even if I don't put it, I'll put it. Start time, I'm gonna choose current date. Start time, let me see if it can give me a pickup. This person is gonna start at this time. Okay, it's gonna start today, and also he gonna end tomorrow. Okay, same time tomorrow. That is fine. That's the start time and that's the end time. So in this, between this time, this person should not be allowed to be booked for anything because he's gonna be already full. Okay, that's fine. So now once we're done with that, we're gonna assign this emp ID. Which ID we're gonna assign? I can click here and I put emp ID is gonna be 1. So then after I say okay, then it says that insert TBL assign code. Okay, assign and whatever code, these are empty. Insert into whatever. Okay, 111 integer value for column, insert ID. Okay, insert ID. It says okay, this one also it wants what they call an assignment. Okay, this one it wants to be also, it wants a column. So but now one of the prompts we cannot do this because if I do this it's gonna give me the error. So so now because I have to create one ID here in the primary table, so I'll never be they will never allow me to do anything here and up until when I do. Okay, let me try to put one, and I put KTMS whatever, if I can do whatever if I want to. No, that we leave that, it's okay. And if I try to do this, it will throw in what, because it wants us to create at least one ID here. This place shouldn't be without anything. So since it's gonna be like that, what am I gonna do? So I have to go to the site table, then I create one site. So if I create one site, then I'm gonna be allowed to do that. So TBL sites, we have to look for that TBL site. Come on, TBL sites. We gonna go the TBL sites. If you find that you don't get that, let me give you a trick to get that. You go here and you click on databases, then after databases click that database, then you say TBL sites. You can see we get it on the first link. We get that, then we can insert into this. Then after inserting to that, we want to that is structure, then we go to insert. So in insert we can say value 1, then other stuff, site name's gonna be I'm gonna say BPF. Okay, after BPF is fine. So now it's okay. We can click here and also try to say company ID. Company ID also should be here. It should be something like we can put maybe 2, whatever you want. Maybe we can click here and no, we don't have anything like that. We can just save. We will see that after. Site ID, site name, site whatever, all of that needs some things. Okay, incorrect value for okay, company ID row 1. Okay, at 1. Okay, this is something we're gonna put 1, and it doesn't give us a chance. 1 address, we're gonna say 15 Rose Bank. You can see relationships, we have to be very careful. Say okay, it won't give us any problem. You can see that we created 1, so when we go there we can see we have 1 1 1 1. Okay, so company ID we have 1, whatever we have 1. Okay, so simple. So now it's possible for us to go to site ID site assignment, job assignment, and then we create what? We create one job for one person. So now we're gonna go and say not subject, site tbl site assignment. Yes, on the assignments we're gonna do this. We're gonna insert, we're gonna say, okay, if we can give it 1, we come here, remember user code, we're gonna give it 1 just, and here time, we can select time and date, we select it as, okay, and also time and date here, we select that. Okay, maybe it's gonna be tomorrow. Okay, maybe 2 days ago. I wonder why it doesn't. Okay, we're gonna come here, take that, say okay, that's fine. We say emp ID is gonna be 1, employee ID, site ID is gonna be 1, then we say okay. Yes guys, now we're done. So you can see that if I go here, I know that if I'm looking for anything, somebody who's booked in, I'll look for this ID and I say okay, this guy is booked in. You get me? So if this guy is booked in, so it simply means the guy shouldn't be booked in between these times. You get me? So this is the relationship we have. So in case I change this ID, that ID is gonna change in the what? In the no, if I change this ID in the table, mother table, so this ID also is gonna change. Can we try that? Let's go to employee table, emp table, employees table, then we change this ID from 1 to 2, which we're gonna replace again. Okay, once we change that ID, simply means also here it's gonna change in now we added a foreign key. Whatever change here to change here, so it will affect both tables. So subject tbl. Okay, job assignment, it should have changed. I wonder what happened. Okay, let me change here. No, it should not do that. This is not the behavior we need. It should have changed. What did I change? Employee ID, emp ID. Okay, this should be 1. Okay, let's go and see, unless if we didn't put on cascade, because on cascade is the one we choose, change that. But if you don't put that, then it's gonna be not affected. But if you do on edit, on whatever, then it should change also. Let me see employee ID here. We changed it, but since we changed it, it was supposed to also change in that another table. Okay, let's make that change. Let's see if it can allow us to change something there. If it doesn't allow us, then simply means something went wrong. But that's the way, guys, they will make the relationships. TBL assignment. When I come here, but I can't change here, they cannot give me that. Okay, I've changed that, and then if I go to primary table, it is not changed. It simply means there's something wrong we did. Why? Not something wrong, but we're just supposed to set it whereby we tell it if something happens here. Okay, subject, no, we're dealing with something else. Here we can say assignment. We tell this thing that every time when I'm changed, change me that side. So let me see structure, the relationship here. How is the relationships? You can see site ID. Let me see emp ID. Okay, TBL site, it's gonna be TBL employees. Okay, TBL employees. Okay, on cascade, no action, set null. Because if we put on cascade, we're trying to put the restrictions on this table. So once we save, it should do that. Okay, let's try to restrict. Let me see, because this, okay, let me try to see this. Go to a emp ID and then try to change it doesn't give me change. Okay, assignment whatever way TBL. Okay, that's good. It doesn't give us a change here. Okay, you can see that is good, super good. So now once we go to this emp ID, please go to emp ID employees, A B C D E F G C D E F. Okay, I want, when I change here, maybe I say number 2, it should change that side also. TBL assignment, you can see, yeah, this is what we wanted. When you change it that side, it's gonna change this side. So we put on cascade, then it's gonna be what? It's gonna change everywhere. So once you delete that column there, in the employee table, everything gonna be deleted also here in this table. So that's how they create a relationship table. Thanks guys for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. If there's something we missed, please correct us. And this is the way they make the relationship using the foreign ID.